Have you ever met someone who seemed almost perfect? They showered you with compliments, bought you expensive gifts, constantly checked in on you, and made you feel like you were the center of their universe. At first, it feels like a dream come true, the kind of romance people fantasize about. But what if all that affection isn't coming from a place of genuine love? What if it's actually a strategy to gain control over you? Healthy relationships are built over time through trust, mutual respect, and consistency. But sometimes, what looks like passionate love can actually be emotional manipulation in disguise. This behavior is commonly known as love bombing. Love bombing happens when someone overwhelms another person with excessive affection, attention, gifts, or promises in order to create a powerful emotional attachment. While these gestures may seem thoughtful or romantic on the surface, they can sometimes be used to make someone emotionally dependent, making it easier to influence or control them later on. Psychotherapist Sandra L. Brown, who has spent years studying unhealthy relationship patterns, describes love bombing as one of the tactics manipulators use to establish dominance by creating an intense emotional bond very early in a relationship. The goal isn't always love, sometimes it's control. Of course, not every grand romantic gesture is a red flag. Falling in love naturally comes with excitement, butterflies, and a desire to spend lots of time together. That's why recognizing the difference between genuine affection and manipulative behavior is so important. Understanding these signs can help you build healthier relationships while also making sure you don't unknowingly adopt these behaviors yourself. So, how can you tell when romance begins to cross the line? Let's look at a few signs. Number 1. Fast move. Do you find yourself moving a relationship too quickly without allowing enough time for trust and emotional security to develop naturally? Maybe you're already talking about moving in together, getting married, or making major life decisions after only knowing each other for a short time. During the early stages of love, it's completely normal to feel excited and deeply drawn to someone. In her book Anatomy of Love, anthropologist Dr. Helen Fisher explains that powerful brain chemicals like dopamine and norepinephrine create feelings of excitement, intense attraction, and even obsessive thoughts about a new partner. These biological changes can make everything feel magical and encourage people to move faster than they normally would. Because of these intense emotions, it's easy to mistake infatuation for lasting love. You may feel tempted to make huge promises, spend excessive amounts of time together, or rush into commitments before truly knowing each other. The key isn't to suppress those exciting emotions, it's to balance them with patience. Healthy love grows stronger over time. Allowing the relationship to develop naturally gives both people the chance to build trust, understand each other's values, and create a solid foundation that isn't based solely on intense emotions. Number 2. Constantly seeking validation. Do you constantly look for reassurance from the person you're dating? Do you feel the need to shower them with compliments, nonstop messages, or endless attention because you're afraid they'll lose interest if you don't? When your emotional well-being depends almost entirely on how they respond to you, it can become unhealthy. A delayed text suddenly feels terrifying. If they seem busy for a few hours, you begin wondering whether they're pulling away. Your happiness starts revolving around their attention and approval. In their book Attached, psychologists Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Heller explain that people with an anxious attachment style often worry about whether they're truly loved or whether their partner will eventually leave them. Because of this fear, they may constantly seek reassurance through frequent texting, calling, or asking for confirmation that everything is okay. Although these behaviors may come across as clingy or manipulative, they often aren't driven by bad intentions. Instead, they're rooted in a deep fear of abandonment and emotional insecurity. The good news is that attachment styles aren't permanent. By becoming more aware of these patterns, communicating openly, and, when necessary, seeking therapy or guidance, people can develop healthier relationship habits built on trust instead of constant reassurance. Number 3. Not okay with boundaries. Do you struggle to give your partner personal space? Maybe you become uncomfortable whenever they want time alone, spend time with friends, or simply need a break to recharge. Healthy relationships require boundaries. Every individual deserves personal time, privacy, and independence. However, someone engaging in love bombing may ignore these boundaries altogether. They may pressure their partner to spend every available moment together, become upset when space is requested, or push emotional or physical intimacy much faster than their partner is comfortable with. Licensed marriage therapist Darlene Lancer explains that ignoring another person's boundaries is one of the warning signs associated with manipulative relationship behavior. Requests for space may be dismissed, personal limits may be ignored, and guilt may be used to make someone feel bad for wanting independence. Often, this behavior comes from insecurity, fear of losing the relationship, or a desire to maintain control. Regardless of the reason, repeatedly crossing someone's boundaries slowly damages trust and emotional safety. Respecting your partner's boundaries doesn't weaken a relationship, it strengthens it. Giving each other room to grow as individuals creates a healthier and more secure connection in the long run. Number 4, unconsciously smothering them. Do you constantly surprise your partner with expensive gifts, elaborate dates, or extravagant vacations? While generosity is a beautiful part of love, problems arise when these gestures become excessive or carry hidden expectations. Sometimes people unknowingly overwhelm their partners with affection because they're afraid of losing them. Other times, the gift and attention become a way of making the other person feel obligated to stay. The message may not be spoken aloud, but it can sound something like, "Look at everything I've done for you." Over time, this creates emotional pressure rather than genuine closeness. Instead of feeling loved, the other person may begin feeling trapped or indebted. If you recognize this pattern in yourself, don't be too hard on yourself. Self-awareness is the first step toward healthier relationships. Try asking yourself whether your acts of kindness are freely given or whether you're secretly hoping they'll guarantee love, loyalty, or commitment. True generosity expects appreciation, not repayment. Number 5, pressuring them into decisions. Imagine that you and your partner are discussing whether to go on vacation together. Your partner expresses concerns about work responsibilities, finances, or other important commitments. Instead of listening, you immediately respond by saying, "Come on, don't be boring. Let's just book it now. We'll figure everything else out later. I thought you actually cared about us." In this situation, you're not encouraging healthy discussion, you're using guilt and emotional pressure to get your way. Love bombing often involves pushing someone into making decisions before they're ready. Whether it's committing to a relationship, moving in together, spending money, or making major life choices, the goal becomes convincing the other person to prioritize your wishes over their own comfort. Healthy relationships are built on teamwork. Both people should feel safe expressing concerns without being criticized, rushed, or emotionally manipulated. Open communication, mutual respect, and shared decision-making create trust that lasts much longer than pressure ever could. Love bombing isn't always intentional, and not everyone who displays one of these behaviors is trying to manipulate someone. Sometimes these actions come from insecurity, past experiences, or fear of abandonment. But regardless of the intention, recognizing these patterns gives us the opportunity to change and build healthier, more balanced relationships. So, what do you think? Have you ever experienced love bombing, or do you recognize some of these behaviors in yourself? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, share it with someone who might benefit from it, and subscribe for more psychology and relationship insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.